Sonic the Hedgehog, one of the most beloved and hated video game franchises of all time. I never really grew up with this series. I was completely aware of it, but I never grew up with any of the games.
In first grade, I read this book about Sonic's shoes that I forgot existed. I had the infamous Sonic ice cream, and I played Sonic's Ultimate Flash on our family computer.
But the first official Sonic game I ever personally owned was Sonic Adventure.
I wanted this game so much as a kid that I got my older brother to buy it on his PS3, and I played it so much that he wanted me to stop playing because of how much I was in his room just to play it, which then I got my parents to buy the GameCube version for my Wii, and then
I started to hate the game.
I don't know why, but I started to dislike the game once I got the GameCube version, but even weirder, every time I would replay the game, I would switch from me hating the game to liking it, and vice versa. So, I thought it was time to finally decide if I liked this game or not. The game was originally released as a launch title for the Sega Dreamcast in 1998 in Japan, and everywhere else in 1999. The Dreamcast sadly died out in just 2 years in 2001. Sega then decided to become a software-only company and started to put their games on GameCube, and then on everything else. In 2003, Sonic Team ported Sonic Adventure on the GameCube as a director's cut, with updated graphics and some new features. The game's story is that Dr. Eggman uses an ancient creature known as Chaos, which he calls it
the God of Destruction!
Even though that Chaos was confirmed to be a mutated Chao. The Chao are these little creatures that I forgot what they do in the story. They are adorable. Eggman wants to get the 7 Chaos Emeralds to power up Chaos to become stronger. Later in the story, we learn through flashbacks that Chaos became violent because a tribe of Echidna warriors tried to take the emeralds for themselves and hurt the Chao in the process, which Chaos then kills them all.
Wait a minute.
Eggman trying to get the emeralds to power up Chaos is mostly Sonic's story. That's right, Sonic's story, because this game had 6 whole different characters, each one with their own story, which I won't be going through because in order to save up space on my hard drive, I skipped a majority of the game's cutscenes. So yeah, 6 stories, and each have their own gameplay style. We got Running in the 90s, Annoying,
Wonder what happened to Sonic?
Oh no!
Trash, Big the Cat, and Perfection. We'd start off with Sonic and see Tails crashing his plane, and Sonic is very concerned about his best friend who is possibly dead. Sonic's gameplay is linear, with you needing to just get to the end as fast as you can, with moves such as his signature Spin Dash. The game is set between 3 hub worlds known as the Adventure Fields. We got Station Square, Ancient Ruins, and the Egg Carrier. In the Adventure Fields, you can just wander around and explore. But the thing is, there's absolutely nothing here to explore. Most of the Adventure Fields are empty and have no reason to explore, because most of the time, the areas are blocked until you get past levels in the game. And when they aren't blocked, they just lead to other stages. So by playing the game, you'll explore everything the Adventure Field has to offer in a single playthrough. Some of the things you can find in the Adventure Fields are upgrades, but the catch is, they're mandatory. These special upgrades are mandatory and are necessary to be in the game, so they have less value since they're pretty much just handed to you, like how schools give away participation ribbons to students, so they don't cry because they suck at kickball.
I didn't even show up to school on the day of the event.
You can also get upgrades that aren't mandatory and are hidden, but they're just as useless as the mandatory ones, so just don't bother with them. Most of the ones you do need are just to get past certain obstacles. Even though the upgrades are as huge since it's a 360 memory card, at least it's cool that you can actually see the upgrades on the characters. The final thing you get from exploring the Adventure Fields are emblems. You mainly get them from the action stages, which are the main levels. Oh yeah, I also forgot, you can find the Chow Gardens and the Adventure Fields. But I'll get to that later. The game has 10 action stages, and all the characters share most of the levels, but are changed to fit their gameplay style. Not every character has an equal amount of stages, like how Sonic has all 10, but Garbage only has 3, which is probably for the best. You get emblems for finishing a level, but if you replay it for a second time, your goal is to collect 50 rings, then finish the stage. And if you play the stage for a third time, you have to beat the stage under a certain time limit.
I mean, there's 130 of them in total, so the reward for getting all of them must be totally worth it.
Just kidding. Every time you get 20 emblems, you unlock a single Game Gear game, which goes from mediocre to me wanted skin a cat. Once you collect all 130, you get a single skin for Sonic, which can only be used in free play, so it doesn't work in the Adventure Fields. Also, the Game Gear games were only included in the DX port, so if you have the original Dreamcast version, all you get for getting all the emblems is a good old good job, now get out. The second character you play is Tails, and because he spent most of the entire game with Sonic, meaning he shares almost the same levels as him. What a great idea, have the second character use almost the same levels as the first character. That won't get repetitive at all. Actually, you're not just playing the same levels as Sonic, you're actually in a race for him to get to the end, and because he can fly, you're able to skip a majority of the levels and go through these green rings for its speed boost.
Wait a minute, I'm Tails, trying to help Sonic to get to the emeralds, and I'm also racing Sonic 2 set emeralds. Why are we racing? We're on the same team!
I do enjoy the Tail stages because instead of going in a set path, your flight ability lets you experiment with skipping the stages, and since you're in a race, you have to go fast.
Yeah, going fast in a Sonic game? That's new. Yeah, Tails, the camera's over here.
My favorite character is probably Knuckles, because my favorite genre games are 3D collection games, like Mario 64 or Spyro the Dragon. Knuckles' gameplay is you going around these big open stages with you needing to find 3 pieces of the Master Emerald. As Knuckles, you can glide, climb, dig, and punch, way better than Sonic's moveset of ball and more ball. Knuckles' stage is what I thought the whole game was when I first bought it, which might be why I was a little disappointed with the game. I wanted a full 3D Sonic game with you going around collecting things, but most of the stages are linear. I still do enjoy the linear Sonic and Tails stages, but the other 3 characters are what I like to call the filler characters. The 4th character is Amy Rhodes, which I have been bashing because she is probably my least favorite character in the whole game, because of the pointlessness. Her gameplay style is like Sonic and Tails, but with a twist. It's bad. No, actually, it's to get to the end of the stage, while being chased by Mr. Touchy-Feely over here, and then escape via balloon. Amy, we're inside a building. I don't think a balloon will work. The reason I don't like these stages is because of how boring they are. Like, find 4 of these keys and put them in the ground, or one of these doors is the right one, but the rest are fake. But Amy is so slow, it takes so long to build up momentum to actually run fast away from the robot we're supposed to be running away from. Or you could use her hammer to build up momentum, but it has the stupidest sound effect I've ever heard in my life. The next character is what most people on the internet would say is the worst part of this game, which I would have to kindly disagree. It's Big the Cat. This guy's just hilarious to me that I can't bring myself to hate him. Its gameplay is fishing for Frog the Frog, and this isn't hard. It literally took me around 22 minutes to beat its whole campaign. But the real challenge of Big is getting the B and A rank emblems. So, instead of a time limit, you have to catch a 1,000-gram fish and a 2,000-gram fish for a B and A rank, respectively. Then catch Froggy. That doesn't sound too hard, right? Well, no, because the fishing game is broken. Any fish that isn't Froggy will almost go way too far where it's almost impossible to catch. And if you do fail to catch it, you would expect to just throw your line back in and try again. Well, no, because you're dead. That's right, failing to catch a fish kills you, just like in real life. I'd be fine with it, but all the fish reset, so you might not even get the right fish in the water, causing you to reset and take another life until the fish you need spawns. The worst part is, when I finally did catch the 2,000-gram fish, my recording software crashed, and now I don't have the footage of me getting the fish. And when I finally did get the fish, the thing gave up and let itself be caught.
I like this better than Amy because it actually felt challenging and rewarding when I finally did finish all the big stages. Also, Big has more stages than Amy, which leads me to think that Sonic Team just hates Amy. The final character is E102 Gamma, who is in fact my favorite Sonic character of all time. I said I'd skip most of the cutscenes in the game. Well, not for Gamma. I didn't skip a single cutscene of his. I'm not gonna go over his story, as there are a bunch of videos that will discuss him in far greater detail than I wish I could explain about him. I did say he is a filler character, which, sadly, he is. He has very short levels, and all you do is run and shoot. Well, to be fair, there's more to it than that. You have to hold your fire button to lock onto multiple targets, then release. The more targets you destroy, the more time you get back. When your time runs out, you die. I enjoy these levels, they're just quick and harmless. Gamma is also a transformer.
More to you than meets the eye.
I think that for a port of a Dreamcast game to the GameCube, this game looks pretty good. I like the main characters' models until they open their mouths. The models of the game have this kind of shine to them that I love. The textures for the environments are pretty impressive for the time. The NPC characters looks like they have no soul. This game adds a lot of glitches, mainly with Sonic. Because if I go too fast, I'll just go through the walls. Which is really fun when you're trying to do the time trials and have a perfect run, but you mess up because of a stupid glitch, making you have to restart the whole thing. Also, when I recorded myself doing the time trials, I had no glitches happen. So I can't really show my point about this, which makes me think that the game just flat out hates me. My favorite part of this game has to be the music. I love almost every single track in this game. It really builds the atmosphere of the game. Some of my favorite tracks are Emerald Coast, Twinkle Park, Gamma's Theme, Mystic Ruins, and Ice Cap, to name a few. Another thing I can't really say much about that the internet hasn't already said is the voice acting and the character animations in the cutscenes are just so wonderful that I can't say more, so here are just a few of my favorite clips.
Watch out! You're gonna crash! Ah!
Man, what happened to that emerald we just had?
Froggy? So pay attention to what I say. Ah, dummies, 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 dummies!
I was on a snooze cruise, I guess.
Good thing you're okay.
Welcome everyone to the Nitpick Corner, where I have a few problems with the game. Now, all these nitpicks were supposed to be their whole sections of the video, but they were just took too much time, so I'll just briefly cover them right here. Where did the ice key come from, and why didn't Tails notice the wind key in front of his workshop?
Who blew up a hole to get to the Angel Island? Why it's Casino-opolis, the worst thing ever. All of the bosses are way too easy, boring, and you have to refight most of them. Why do you only show up at the past a few times and can't go back there? The sub-games feel like filler. That stupid snake part. Why doesn't Big just grab Froggy? He's right there. Why is Big before Gamma in the character selection, but we meet Gamma before Big? The camera making me hate video games. The camera changing in the Chow races. Alright, the Chow races. Not that hidden in the adventure fields are the Chow Gardens. Here you can raise your own Chow. Here it's mine. Its name is Zanua, because Zanua is my favorite and most underrated of the mainline Toa in Bionicle. In the action stages, when you defeat enemies, little animals pop out and you collect them, and you sacrifice them to your Chow so they can become stronger. Each animal has different stats like speed, power, swimming, flying, and stamina. When you power up your Chow, you can race them to win emblems, and after a while, your Chow will become an adult. I think this one might be dying. After you beat all 6 campaigns, you unlock Super Sonic. Here, you face off against Perfect Chaos. And I was going to complain about the spots being way too easy, but I think that was the point. It's about you becoming super powerful and being able to take on anything with awesome music playing in the background. What did I said at the start? Single skin. It's Sonic, which can only be used in free. Well, forget that. I'm gonna get every single emblem. Here we go. I have 129 emblems. All that's left is to beat the Sonic time trial. Almost. Just gotta get perfect with the snakes. The snake part. Gotta run like Indiana Jones. Almost. Anti-gravity. Oh god. Almost. Just gotta make it past. Yes! I did it! I did it! I unlocked Supers. I unlocked Metal Sonic. I did it! I did it! It took me 2 months. But I did it. Yes! And with that, I am officially done Sonic Adventure. Now, my thoughts on the game
You're not done.
What?
You'd still need to do the mission mode.
Lightning round. After beating the game, go back to story mode. You can find cards around the map. These cards unlock missions for you. There are 16 total, and each character has their own unique missions. Doing these missions will nab you the remaining Game Gear games. Also, mission 53 is the worst one. And with that said, I am now 100% done Sonic Adventure DX. Now, do I think this game's good? No, this game has a lot of problems. But just because a game's flawed or bad doesn't mean you can't have fun with the game or like it. So, I think from now on, I'll just call Sonic Adventure the game I love to hate and hate to love. Funny thing is that I didn't intend, it's that this year marks the 30th anniversary of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Now, maybe later on, I'll play another Sonic game, Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. But before I go, I just want to say that even though I said that Sonic Adventure was a bad game, I still enjoyed it. I never actually found a game that I flat out despised. But anyway, with that said, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.